Hey everybody, welcome out to the backyard today, and man, it is the most beautiful day that we have had in a long time. If I could mimeograph, and that's an old word, many of y'all may know, but if I could copy today, I would do it because today is just beautiful. There's a few clouds in the skies, but couldn't ask for a better day. Folks, we're going to do a little something simple for you today, but before we do, we want to remind folks that based on some comments that I've gotten, some people asking questions. These videos, we do sometimes 3 or 4 of these at one setting, and then we put them out, schedule them. So they don't always happen the same time that we do, that they come on the YouTube. Sometimes they're done 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time, but please still comment and do those things, but it's not something that I cook at the moment in time. So, what are we going to do today? We've got some little small sirloin steaks. We've taken these steaks out. We put a little lime juice and salt and pepper because I'm a salt and pepper guy. And we were a little light on the salt because of what we're going to do with them. We're not going to grill these as we typically would grill them. We're going to use a pan. This is not one of my favorite pans. I'm going to step up here to the camera. Y'all can see this pan. It has these lines in the bottom. This is for someone at home that wants to have grill marks. In my opinion, if you want grill marks, you got to put it on the grill. But we got this pan. We needed it. Saved me having to go chase out some more pans. So we're going to use it in hopes that this turns out the way we want it. We've set it on the fire to let it get a little warm. We're going to do these. What we're going to do as a side with these is going to be some yellow squash. So we're going to set this meat aside for just a minute. We're going to talk about this squash just a little. If I didn't create myself a train wreck here. We got this yellow squash that we've cut, fairly thin, but we've got this yellow squash. This is 2 squash cut up. Now, the way I'm going to do this, in my opinion, now, this isn't culinary correct or anything, I don't know. Sometimes I get off on the way I do things and not the way everybody else does. But to me, frying these in cornmeal is kind of a southern thing. So in here we got 2 cups of yellow cornmeal. We got 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of onion powder. We got 2 tablespoons of black pepper. You can use less. I'm a black pepper guy. We got 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now you don't have to use cornstarch. A lot of people use flour. You can use the cornmeal without anything in it. This is the way I like it. Here's a teaspoon of salt and a little less of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. That you can kind of tailor it to the way you want it to be. Take a peek at our skillet. We want to get this blended together. We're going to be frying this in a cast iron skillet. And we're going to be frying this with vegetable oil because I went to the store the other day. It's going to get me some high heat oil. A lot of times I like to use peanut or some type of oil that'll take the heat. So I saw a label said peanut oil. I was talking to somebody. I reached down and grabbed 2 gallons. Put it in my cart. Got home. Well, I didn't pay attention to what I grabbed. Guess what? I grabbed vegetable oil. So we're going to use vegetable oil today. We're going to set that there and we're just going to check our skillet. Need just a few more minutes. Now in here, I took 1 egg and a little dash of cream and I blended it up. A lot of people don't use a liquid on their squash. Some people go directly in the cornmeal. I like a little something. You don't have to use cream. You can use milk. You can even use water. But beat this up just kind of a little bit. There I go with my bad habit. And we're going to take this yellow squash and make a mess. That's what we're going to do. I can guarantee you that's going to happen. I'm going to throw a little bit off of it in here, 2 or 3, 4 pieces. Flip it around. I'm going to toss it off in the cornmeal. And get this dusted. Don't want it to be super thick We got this little whiz-bang rack thing here. So a comfort of cooking at home, I have a little rack. Get that. Let's get a few more of these in here. We're probably getting a little hot on the skillet, but we can deal with it. Now, folks, all of this that I cook outside, you can certainly cook in your house. You can put the skillet on the stove. The skillet's designed for you to get grill marks. The skillet was actually a gift, and I don't like to sound like I don't appreciate someone's gift, but it's not the ideal skillet. I like a flat bottom in my cast iron skillet. I don't really like it to have little bumps and things like that in there. It's just me. A lot of people love this kind of skillet. Yeah, keep looking. We got some ashes blowing around, folks. That's why when I'm out cooking, I typically like my girl Sarah, my wood stove. Y'all can kind of look back through some other videos if you don't know what I'm talking about. But she kind of keeps that from happening when I'm cooking for people. I don't necessarily like extra lumps in the gravy and things like that from the ashes and what comes out from being outside. It's a little cleaner. There's not so many smoke blowing around. A lot of people want a chuck wagon experience, but you still got to be mindful that they're not used to it. They didn't grow up that way. I'm going to let this squash rest here just a little bit and let this stuff kind of adhere to it. I hear my skillet talking to me a little bit. So we're probably going to be getting ready to stop here a minute, stick those steaks on. And again, this is a lovely day. And it's always a lovely day when we can come to you, and we appreciate all the people that watch us. I can't thank y'all enough, and I think I do that on every video, probably more than I should. But I certainly appreciate the time that everybody spends watching us. We're not professional. We're not well known. We're not that kind of a chef. And I don't even consider myself a chef. I'm more of a cook, a self-taught cook. And we had a squash do a runaway, folks. Just didn't want to be in a pot today. And folks, we just barely got enough egg mixture to get this done. We got a gentle breeze going. Y'all may hear some of the wind chimes in the background. My wife loves wind chimes. I do too. They're pretty peaceful. You kind of make things go different. And that's a word I use a lot, different. Goes along with mimeograph, I guess. I got a lot of younger generation don't even know what a mimeograph machine is. When I was in elementary school, that was how you made copies. All right, folks. Let's get this picked up. And let me see if I can get some of this off my hands. I sure like cooking outside, folks. Boy, doing this on your kitchen and letting all this fall on your kitchen floor, I'd sure get looked at. All right, folks, we're going to grab these steaks real quick. And since it's just me eating and family eating, I'm going to grab them with my hands. I'm going to put them on here. We want to get them seared off. There they go. Now, we trim these just a little, but I like fat. I like fat on my food. I really do. Now, we're going to do this steak a little different. Typically, y'all have seen me in the past grill these steaks. But I'm going to do these with butter and rosemary, something a little different. So we're going to get this hopping, and we're going to come back and show you what we got.